3, 2, 1, and we are live. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to
Hello.
R2. I am Tom Sellers with Frank Hostica. Frank, how are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks.
Good, good. We are
Glad to be
obviously,
here.
absolutely, we are obviously not in the studio. Um, we are social distancing by about what are we about half a mile apart there, Frank?
About that. I would say, without actually going out and measuring it, I would say yes.
Yeah,
That's
so we're
accurate.
we're well beyond the 6 foot guidelines we've been given. So we didn't do our normal intro thing, but this is our 2 cents, and we are happy to have you with us. You'll see on the bottom of the screen here, it says be a part of the conversation. Add your comments, so please do that. So, Frank, what's been going on with you since all of this craziness started?
Well, it's certainly altered the way I like to operate. Yes, I have a home-based business, but I don't necessarily work from home. Um, and now I'm stuck here at home, uh, doing all of what I used to do out and about. A lot of networking and a lot of face to face, in person meetings with uh, individuals, business owners, groups of people, things like that. So that's put a been kind of put on hold. But what it's been replaced with is a lot of virtual meetings, a lot of Zoom meetings, and so I've spent a good portion of my day either in group Zoom calls, networking type meetings, or then either doing one-on-one, one-to-one phone calls, follow up with prospects or current clients, and or Zoom calls with one person doing doing that same type of thing I used to do in person, sitting at a coffee shop across the table
Right,
from somebody.
right,
And
right.
other than that, things are rolling along. Business is still going. So yeah, just having to adjust.
Right, right. Yeah, I've been home working and missing baseball real bad. You'll see the Chicago Cubs '69 Ron Santo jersey, one of my prized possessions. So I'm missing some baseball, and I am missing golf as well. And before we went on the air, you gave me some news which made the rest of my day. In that there's a very good possibility our golf course is going to open the 1st of May.
Yes, it is. That's what I heard today. That's the email I got from the golf course today. So got contacted regarding the golf league that we participate in with the local chamber of commerce, and so we got contacted about the golf league starting up, and more information to come in the next day or so. But at least the announcement that were made here today in Illinois by the governor is that yeah, they are going to allow golf courses to open,
Well, to
and
me,
of course with some restrictions and some distancing and things of that nature. But nonetheless, we'll be able to go out there and lose as many golf balls as we desire.
well, I was about to say, and because you've been playing golf with me for several years now, social distancing for me on a golf course is not difficult at all. In fact,
Yeah,
you rarely see me from the first tee to the last. Um,
yeah.
but
You
anyway,
hit you. Yeah, you usually we're that's why we're a good twosome, because I'm hitting right, you're hitting left, and
right,
neither one of us are in the fairway, so
right,
we're far away from each other. I'm
right.
Ted Legal. Thanks for joining us. Stephanie Connolly, thanks for joining us.
Ted, good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you as well. So we're kind of shifting here a little bit from where this show originally started a while back. And what we were talking about then was people. We were trying to talk with people who are currently working from home at that time, and a lot of them maybe they were working, doing some part-time work at home. They had regular, outside the home jobs, and we've shifted a bit because right now, obviously, everybody is at home, and a lot of people are being confronted with, "I'm here now. What the hell do I do?" unless they're working from home with their regular job. A lot of people, are fortunate enough that they can do that. Others, not so much. So I know I have, and I know you have as well, Frank, have had people saying, well, what can I do? I don't want to watch Netflix anymore. I fixed everything in my house that was broke. I can speak from our house. We've got the cleanest cabinets on the planet right now. Literally everything taken out and dusted and polished, and holy cow. But let's
Yep.
get back to what can you do to work from home. And as most of you know, Frank and I are both involved with a business which is home based. Um, and some of it requires a little bit of money, depending on where you want to get involved, if you want to get involved. But I get the question asked a lot, and Frank, see if this is a question you hear. Hey, you know what? I get that, but things are very uncertain right now. I don't know when I'm going to get back to work. I don't know when this stimulus money is coming. I'm a little afraid to spend money. Is there a way that I can make some money at home and not really spend so much or none at all? You've been hearing that, Frank?
Yeah, that's pretty much a common theme for a couple of reasons. But yeah, one of them being, yep, I don't have any money, so I don't have any money to spend, and so there's that part of it, and then of course you got the reluctant people that this is something new to them. They've heard a lot about these work from home. A lot of them are scams, and a lot of them are rip-offs. And so, you don't want to spend that kind of money. Or the old, I shouldn't have to pay you to work for you. And again, they're missing the point. They're not coming to work for me. They're working for themselves.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, there are a lot of financial concerns out there, and I can understand that. So people are looking for things they can get involved in without having to make an initial investment, but still generate some income. And
Right.
that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight, because there are um, uh, quite a few opportunities out there that you can get involved in without an initial investment.
Right. And what we've done is we put a pretty good list together, and I'm not going to go into, for time's sake. We're not going to go into each and every one of them individually. However, if you'd like me to send you the link to where we got these, I'll be happy to send that along. Just drop a note in the comments. Please send me that, and leave me your email, and I'll get that right out to you. Before we went on the air, I was talking with Frank. I said, I did a little poking around today, based on an email I got from Amazon about a week ago. And they said, we are out of stock on podcast microphones. And I thought, wow, Amazon's out of something. And then I went and found out how many new podcasts have come out since we've all been locked down. I'm sorry. It feels like locked up. A ton. Everybody is podcasting. And I think it's great. Um, every one of us has something we like to talk about. Every one of us has something that we have a good deal of knowledge about. And every one of those things can be monetized if you know how to go about it. You're a Cubs fan like me, you can do a podcast about the Cubs. A White Sox fan, I think that's what Frank is last I checked. And I'm a little bit surprised that they have a team. Oh, I'm sorry, did I go there? But anyway, let me go down some of the list of some things that you can do if you're at home and you want to make a little extra money. And again, most of these cost little to nothing to get started, and some of them may just be ideas to spark you thinking a little bit. So I will start with get paid to go shopping. There are shopping services out there right now that you can get yourself involved in. One of them, you can do grocery shopping for people. So let's say that you're in a neighborhood and there's some elderly folks like myself that can't really get out to do the shopping. You can sign up for this service. You can help your neighbor, and you can get paid for doing it. There are places on the internet, and I'm going to keep referring to the internet a lot through all this, because what we're talking about here, and Frank alluded to it a minute ago, about all of the virtual meetings he's doing, technology has got us right where they want us right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, exactly. They got us sitting in front of our computer screens, in front of our TV sets, in front of our phones. Uh, you know, I don't know too many people right now that are ever too far from their phone. Usually, not more than an arm's length. You don't let your phone get much farther than that away from you. So that's where they want us. They want us connected and scrolling and poking and clicking on things. So yeah, uh, you might as well take advantage, as Tom was saying about monetizing some of these things. There's a great opportunity here to learn how to monetize uh, some of those clicks.
Yep,
Learn how to uh, participate in it and get paid for when people click on things.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm a fan of monetize everything that you can, and we can have a further discussion about that if you'd like. However, getting back to our list, there are places on the internet that will pay you to take surveys, or to watch TV, or to play video games. Um, are you somebody? And we talked about this, Frank and I did earlier today. Uh, there's a big call now for face masks, and our governor just told us today, beginning the 1st of May, if you leave your house, you better have one of those on. And I'm not going to say that they'll give us big fines or anything like that, because that never happens here. Um, but you can make you if you know how to sew a little bit, and I guess there's ways of making those things without sewing anything. Surely you could sell those. My wife and I just bought some from my nephew who lives in, or I'm sorry, my niece and nephew who live in Texas, and got us some cool Chicago Cubs face masks. So if I got to wear one, at least I got one with some class to it. But that's a way to make some money. Do you know how to do things, make things out of wood? A lot of people, that's what their hobby is. Well, turn that hobby, if you're at home, turn that hobby into something that makes you a little bit of money. I see we're being invaded by
Yeah,
your. Mine will be along
we have a
before long.
special guest. I have a special guest. Yeah, that's Miss Kitters. She's kind of camera shy, but she stuck her ears into the picture at least for a moment, and that was it. Now she's on her way. Hello,
Right?
Kathleen Ramsey. Long time no see. Nice to see you here. Um, but yeah, the yeah, and we do have a couple guests that might pop in from now and uh, throughout the show. I've got a couple of cats. Tom's got a couple of cats, and if you have cats, you know how these things work. If they can prance across your keyboard, they're while you're working, that's what they're going to do. So,
Yep.
but so yeah, they're perfect example of some of those things. I've got a son and daughter-in-law. Um, he's got a wood shop in the basement. He's a photographer by trade. He owns his own photography business. And guess what kind of photography he does? Weddings. Not a
I got
lot
a
of that
feeling
going
that's
on right
kind
now.
of hurt right now.
But he also has a hobby that he's been monetizing for a while, but now he's got a lot of time to monetize. He's a fabulous, uh, I'll call him a craftsman as far as
Sure.
making stuff out of wood. And so he's making doing some woodworking projects and making some things out of wood. And he's got a website and monetizing that. My daughter-in-law, his wife, is stay at home. Been that way for a while. She's pregnant. They're expecting their first child, and they've decided, yeah, she's going to be a stay-at-home mom. And so her side gig is making ceramic, pottery, and things. So she makes coffee mugs, planters, plates, all kinds of things. So if you've got a skill and you've got some of those tools at home to make stuff, there's plenty of places you can get out there and sell it. Hello, Phil Nasarino. Thanks
Hello,
for
Phil. How are
joining
you?
us. And so yeah, there's all kinds of uh, different things. If you've got a skill, find a way to monetize it. If you don't have a skill, learn one.
Learn one.
Now's a good time to learn it. There's some easy things you can learn how to do, and then convert them into something you can monetize. So that's one way you can go about uh, taking or turning what some will consider a negative situation, the whole stay-at-home order, to turning it into a positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's a couple other ideas I saw out there. This one I didn't even think of, but it makes sense. Are many of us driving very far these days? Or I can
Nope.
go.
I'm
I can go
getting I'm getting 3 weeks to the gallon right now in my car.
right, right. I've gone 3, 4, 5 days without that car even moving.
Yep.
There is a site you can go to and rent your car if you're not using it. I don't know how much I would want to do that, but hey, it's another way to make some money, right? What else do we have? I'd mentioned earlier about podcasting. You can do the same thing with a blog. Now, how does that turn into money? Well, there's several ways it can, uh, but a lot of people say, "Well, geez, what am I going to write about?" Write about whatever turns you on, whatever excites you. There are literally blogs and podcasts for you name the subject. And again, if you missed it when I said this earlier, podcasting, the number of podcasts that have been added to the podcast subscribers, the Apple iTunes and Anchor and places like that, they've gone through the roof. Everybody's doing a podcast. So if you ask, well, how do I monetize that podcast? Well, it takes some time, takes some work. You grow an audience. You grow an audience, and you get sponsors, people that'll pay advertising space with you. So yes, it can absolutely be done. Same thing with a blog. Again, you write, you get it out there, you get eyes on it. You create a crowd of people that is looking to hear what you're writing about, and it gets around. You can sell space, you can sell products from that podcast if you want to.
That's a
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Frank.
Yeah, just was going to play off that one a little bit. Yeah, create a blog, write about something that you're passionate about or you have some knowledge about, post it, and then we can help you in ways that there are a lot of companies out there that will allow you to put links to their products on there that then when viewers of your blog click on those links and engage with those companies, you make a couple of dollars.
Right, right.
Called affiliate marketing or referral marketing partners.
Right.
So they're out there. If you need, that's something that Tom and I participate in as well. So there's ways that we can talk to you about that and show you how to do those things. So yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do once you start creating a blog, creating an audience, creating a following in that regard, or find somebody else who wants a blog done for them and you write blogs for other people.
Right. You can build a business completely out of that.
Yep.
You
If
can.
you got the creativity to write,
Yeah.
there are plenty of people that will pay you for that ability to create content for them and their business, their website, and so on.
And if the direction you're thinking about is perhaps podcasting, and you want to get into the field, but you don't want to actually do a podcast of your own, you can get into such things as editing. There are plenty of podcasters that will pay you to edit their podcast before they put it live. Voiceover. I know it sounds weird, but there are people that do voiceover for commercials. We do our own here because we've got those golden voices.
Oh yeah.
And what that really means is we're too damn cheap to pay somebody. That's how we roll. But are
you saying you roll your own?
It's been done. But
it is legal in Illinois now.
You bet it is. Honestly, I laugh when I say that because as much as I tried to like it, I can't. I have no what's the word I'm looking for? I have no ability to do it without going to sleep in about 4 minutes. So yeah, it never did work for me. Writing, going back to writing, whether it's for somebody's blog post, There are companies that'll be happy to pay for an article for PR purposes. Frank and I know somebody that's they've got a whole business revolving around that, and he does pretty well with it. Creative stuff. Now this is one where I drop off because I'm not that creative when it comes to artistic type things, but there are numerous businesses out there that look for somebody to create a logo for them, or touch up their logo, or build a sales page, perhaps a landing page. If you look in the corner of the screen here, that cool Our 2 Cents podcast, that was not done by me. That was not done by Frank either, because we wanted it to
No,
look.
yeah, we know somebody.
We do know somebody. She did a great job. Thank you, Christina. Um,
So
so
yeah, anybody looking for that, again, monetizing your talents. That's my lovely and talented wife, Christina. One of the things she's pretty good in the graphic arts and likes that creative side of things, and created that logo for us. Has created logos for others, and again, it's a skill she has. It's something she enjoys to do, and she's turned it into something that she has monetized.
right.
Uh, she virtual assistant services and graphic arts services. So yeah, those are things, again, talents she has and that she has monetized or found a way to monetize them. And that was even before this whole COVID thing started. That was her business. So now it's just even more. She loves it. Works from home.
Yeah, there is a million opportunities if you put your head to it. And I'm going to stop there for just a second, because the first of our two voiceover commercials is due right about now. Frank, who's sponsoring us?
Oh, Our 2 Cents, this wonderful podcast is brought to you by Hostika Assurance Group. What does Hostika Assurance Group do? Well, one of the things we do is we help you take the stressing and the guessing out of dealing with legal matters. You've got legal questions, legal concerns. I represent a company called Legal Shield, and we provide you with a nationwide network of law firms that are there to answer your questions and help you with legal action when necessary, no matter how traumatic or trivial those things might be. And right now, what are some of the top concerns people have? Uh, Unemployment. Did they get treated right by their previous employer if they've been let go recently? Uh, have they got their stimulus check? Where is it? Different things. What about mortgage forbearance? Hey, I need to get a healthcare power of attorney in place. I need to get my will put in place. Those are all things we can help you with at Hostika Assurance Group through a company we represent called Legal Shield. So our tagline is helping you be ready for tomorrow.
Very nice, and we thank Hostika Assurance for their continued support and sponsoring Our 2 Cents. So where we left off was artistic type stuff. And like I say, there are a ton of people. I'm one of them. I design nothing. I cannot draw a straight line. I'm not ashamed to say so. And if I were able to connect a couple of straight lines, I sure as heck couldn't tell you what color should go in there. That's why I'm happy to pay somebody that has the talent to do what I know I do not. So if you notice, I've just reeled off about 15 different ways that you can go about making money, working at home and spending virtually nothing. Did you see what the common denominator was with every one of them? This is Tom's quiz. This is Tom's test to see who's paying attention. Anybody? Go ahead and type it in. All right. It's been a long day.
Don't be shy.
I get it. It's been a long day. Every single one of them starts with the box that you are looking at right now. If you are on a computer, if you are on a phone, if you're on a tablet, every single one of these things that we just mentioned, with the exception probably of woodworking, you can do from that little box you're looking at right now. So when I look at the internet and I look at technology, and Frank and I do the same thing in a lot of respects for the other businesses that we are involved in. Everything starts with the internet. Everything starts with technology. If you are home right now, you have learned it, and maybe it wasn't your intent to learn it, but here we are. So as long as we have these boxes we're staring at, let's turn them into something that makes money. Frank, what do you
Absolutely.
think?
Absolutely. I mean, that's you again talking about monetizing things you already have, taking your skills, your talents, and monetizing your time. If you're at home, what else are you doing after the house is clean and all those other things? You know, again, if it under normal circumstances, it would be time you were normally out of the house somewhere earning money. Then why not take that same time that you're now stuck at home and convert it into something that can earn you some money instead of just sitting here staring at the wall, staring at Netflix or scrolling Facebook endlessly. Take some of the time and turn it into productive time.
And it doesn't have to be so much about work. I'll tell you what I mean. We were talking about affiliate marketing just a minute. We'll get into that a little deeper in a minute. But I guess it was mid last week, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm just tired. I'm wore out. I really want to get out, and I couldn't. It was raining and nasty and whatever. And I said, I'm just going to have some fun doing something that makes a little bit of money. So I'm guessing the vast majority of us have seen probably the most mind numbing series on Netflix that I think has ever been produced. And yes, my kid talked me into watching it. I thought, well, there's time I'm never going to get back. But one of the things I did last week is I put a quick little survey together about the Tiger King. And the number of people that will answer something about the Tiger King scares me a little bit, because that basically means too many people saw it. Um, and I'm not judging, I'm just saying there's a lot of people that watch that. But what I did is when they submitted the survey, I sent them to an offer to get a McDonald's gift card. And I got paid a couple of bucks every time somebody did that. It took me not a ton of not a ton of time to put that together, and I made a couple of $100 off of it, just having a little bit of fun. Because we're on this box anyway, why not use it to our advantage?
Absolutely. And Phil Nocerino, thank you for the testimonial out there. Phil says Legal Shield helped him years ago, and thank you, Frank, for introducing him to that. So thank you, Phil, for the testimonial.
Very nice. Phil's a good guy. I broke out of the house yesterday to pick up a couple of things from Phil's store, so got to visit with him for a second, and picked up a couple of the bracelets that he sells for some people in the family. So if the next question I would have in this, and I have more ideas if anybody wants to hear how other ways to make a little money at home. The next question I would ask is a question I asked when this thing first began, and I did a quick Facebook Live from our page here, and I asked people, what would you do with this time? And now we've just been extended another, well, today's what, the 23rd? So we're extended another almost 40 days. So for 40 more days, what are you going to do with this time? I suggest learning something. If you ever wanted to learn how to play guitar, boy, now's a good time to do it, isn't it? If you look on YouTube, every guitar player on the planet's got a YouTube channel showing us how good they are. And I think that's great. People have decided to do something with their time. There's other people out there that, like I said, they've created a podcast, and they're bringing their knowledge to the rest of us. Some of those podcasts are just all about fun. Maybe they're jokes, maybe they're music, whatever. It's something that they like to talk to. They're making a little bit of money, but bigger than that, they're using the time effectively. They've learned to do something else. I'm a big proponent of, if you want to earn more money, you got to learn more skills.
Absolutely. Never stop learning.
The So people ask me, and I'm going to present it to you. Here's my question to the audience: how can we help you? What is it that we can do as a couple of people on a podcast, a couple of people that run a little marketing company? How can we help you? What are the things that we do? Let's start there. Well, when things are a little better, we can help people find a job. It has nothing to do with hiring with us. We help them get a job outside of where they're at. We have, to my knowledge, we have still have some companies that are hiring. If you're looking for some sales work from home, no investment, well, I'll hire you. Let's talk. Frank will hire you. Talk with Frank.
Absolutely.
You looking for a side gig, something to do while you're waiting for this to come out, something that just brings a little extra money in. Give us a call. We have plenty. The thing I was just talking about with an affiliate offer, I can show you how to do that. It doesn't take much time. It's a skill you have to learn. Frank, what other things do we do?
Well, and again, one thing I learned uh, in the last 10, 15 years or so, after I decided that working in one place and all that wasn't the best thing to do, although I'm not complaining. Had a great career with Postal Service and have now retired, and they still pay me, so that's a good thing. But creating multiple income streams. So even if you are just temporarily not working, um, use this time to create something that you can do part time on the side. So you've got another income stream. Create multiple income streams for the purpose of, if one dries up for whatever reason, um, or one is seasonal or whatever, those are, um, reasons to have a second or third or fourth income stream coming in, uh, and preferably creating income streams that are have residual income attached to them or passive income attached to them. So yeah, it's not all just based on your efforts and your time and your labor. Isn't it cool to do something once and get paid for it over and over again?
Yes, it is.
That's what you want to look for. That's what you're trying to accomplish here, or that's what I was trying to accomplish, and I've done that now. Uh, and I've got residual income, and I've got passive income coming in. Uh, it's a wonderful thing. So there's different ways you can do that. So talking about other opportunities that are out there. Sure. If you've looked into any kind of things at all, or you've been out there at all, you've probably been uh, talked to about different companies out there, network marketing, different companies that have a work from home opportunity. And, there's a lot of big names out there that people know that are in that industry. You've got Avon, Mary Kay, Melaleuca, Tastefully Simple, Legal Shield, and the list goes on and on. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. Juice Plus. There are hundreds of those out there. And the thing is, find something that you're passionate about, find something that you can believe in and get behind, and take a look at one of those network marketing opportunities. Yes, they have a cost to get involved. But these days, a lot of them, the cost of getting involved is not much. And you can usually make that initial investment back in your first 30 days of being involved. So there's a lot of different opportunities out there, and I know people in a lot of different uh, uh, businesses that some of them I just mentioned by name, others that are just out there. So if anybody's looking or is interested in learning more about those, I can point you in a direction of people in those industries that would be good people to work for, or work with, I should say, not work for, but work with. Um, that would provide you an opportunity to get something started while you're at home, part-time, spare time. When I first got started with my Legal Shield business, I did it. I was still working 50 plus hours a week at the post office, and I started it part time, spare time, weekends, and over the course of 10 years, turned it into a pretty nice side gig and a pretty nice residual income, and all just by starting with a few hours a week and investing some time rather than just sitting in front of the TV set, and got something started. And then when I was able to retire from the Postal Service, which is now coming up on 8 years this July that I'll have been retired from the Postal Service, got that income still coming in as a pension, and I've got other income streams that I've created while I was still working and since I've retired from the Postal Service, just to keep things rolling along and to keep me busy. So there's a lot of things you can do. We're here to help you. We're here to kick around ideas. If anybody's got questions or ideas or thoughts, shoot us a response on the Facebook feed there, or let us know. We'll be happy to talk to you about them.
Absolutely. And a lot of the things that you just got done talking about, Frank, and what we've been talking about through this entire show right at this point, I know because I've been on that side before where I've listened to something and I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. Maybe a little bit of investment, that's okay. How long is it going to take to learn it? How do I go from the new guy to knowing something to be able to make an income? And a lot of people get afraid by that. They get scared off. They look at it as, I got to spend the next 20 hours of my life learning something so I can hopefully recoup whatever it is I invested. I'm here to tell you it's not necessary. Now, anything that you're going to learn that you don't already know how to do is going to have a learning curve. We already know that. If you switch professions in your professional career, you decided, like myself, I was a car guy for 30 years, and one day I said I don't want to do that anymore. So when I opened my company, or if I went to another type of business, let's say that I wanted to become an accountant. Well, I don't know nothing about being an accountant. So that first few weeks, first few months would be me learning what it is to be an accountant. But once I got through it, I know it and I can use it. The same is true of this and anything else. So don't ever talk yourself out of trying something because you're afraid you don't have the time or that you can't learn it. I promise you can learn it. If things are broken down in a satisfactory way, if you have a decent mentor who can show you the way, you can learn anything you want to learn. And I advise, learn those things that you can monetize.
Yep, that's a key component there, Tom, that you brought up. When looking at different opportunities or different things you can get involved in, it's a know who you're getting involved with some relative certainty that they're going to be there to support you and mentor you and help you get over some of the bumps and hold you accountable to keep moving along.
Right.
There's a key component. A lot of people I talked to over the years that get involved with these different things. Oh, that one didn't work. That one was a scam or this. And my first question, well, how much time and effort did you put into it?
I tried it for a week.
Yeah, exactly. They never really took the time to study it, become a student of the industry that they were getting involved in. And then when it failed, well, of course, it was never their fault. It was always the product or the company or the person that they got involved with. It was always someone else. It was never their own fault. And I think that part of it is you gotta step up and go, hey, what's my part in this? What part do I play in this? How do I make this work? Instead of just showing up with your hand out going, okay, I signed up. Where's the money?
Right.
How come I'm not making any money yet? How come there's no money coming in? Hey, this must be a scam.
Right.
So yeah, and that's where the personal development comes in. Uh, you got to learn how to do. You got to learn how to be an entrepreneur. You got to learn how to do this. You got to learn how to get up and fail a few times, and skin your knee and get up and start over again. Dust yourself off and start over again, and keep on chugging along. Just like this whole pandemic is going to be the end for some businesses. That's just the reality of it. And some of them is not going to be their fault. It's going to just be the circumstances. But there's going to be other people who don't come back from this, don't open their doors again when this is over. And one of the reasons is going to be because they gave up. They didn't have a plan. They just wanted to point fingers and blame somebody else for everything. Like I still get amused by, and I don't want to get into the whole political thing of this, but I still get amused at some of the stuff that's out there that this is all because it's an election year and this is all to sink Trump. You know, fact, fiction, it doesn't matter. You don't control that.
Right.
So focus on what you can control and work on that. Work on how you can take advantage of this situation, because there's plenty of ways to take advantage of this situation. Hello, Alex Kolakowski. Thanks for joining us. And there's a perfect example of somebody who takes advantages of situations and finds a way to leverage them. Alex is very good at that. And he's doing a great job of using what's going on right now to keep himself out there and kind of reinvent some of the things he's doing. And also doing some things of giving back. And again, I'll thank you personally, Alex, for giving me the opportunity to post my 30-second or have my 30-second video included in your ongoing post of small business owners that are out there trying to survive this whole situation and come out on the other end. So yeah, there are things you can do, but one of them isn't sit and wait for something to happen. You got to get out and make something happen.
Right. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I would say, at least how I view this right now with what's going on, how we come out of this is going to come down to just two things. As business owners, or even not as business owners, maybe somebody who is on layoff right now, but there's only two things. The first one is your mindset. Do I drop in and say, yep, the world is over until they say it's open again? But it's all gloom and doom. I'm never going to work again. My job is gone forever. I mean, choose your whatever language you want. You can take that tack. You can take the tack of, holy cow, I got months off to do nothing. I'm going to watch TV and day drink. You can do that too.
Did you say daydream or day drink?
Day drink or daydream. You can do either, I suppose.
Either way, yeah.
The effect is the same. Or you can take the mindset that this too will pass, and now that I have this time, what am I going to do with it? My suggestion is learn something that you can monetize. So one aspect of the business isn't doing well. Let's flip over here, learn something to make it work again. Anytime you can learn something new that you can learn how to monetize, you will get through this if you have the mindset that you're going to do it, if you take the time and the discipline to learn it, and then if you implement it. A lot of times people learn stuff they never use. What's the point? Implement it. Do it wrong the first few times. I'm living proof. How many times in 2 years I've been doing what I've been doing, and I put a campaign out that was just awful. Okay, that's part of the deal. Put out another campaign. Let's dial it in. Let's make it better. Mindset and what you're going to do with time. Learn a skill.
Hey, Tom, isn't it time for a sponsor break?
Well, it's funny that you should mention that. Let me get the voiceover guy. Our 2 cents is also sponsored tonight by 24/7 Credit Funding. Folks, if you are out there as a business owner and you're carrying your business debt and your personal credit, you're doing it very, very wrong. We can help you get out of that situation. We can also help you over time move that business debt out of your name into your corporation where it belongs. If you have any questions about that, give us a call. We're at 708-541-0215.
Awesome. Yep. Tom is a great value, great help to small business owners.
Well, thank you, Frank. I was in mid-drink, and that's not vodka, I promise.
Yeah, right.
So we've got about 15 minutes left. I haven't seen too much in the way of questions, and that's okay. There's, maybe you want to get with us later. But here's something that I want to offer from my perspective as well as Frank's and our marketing arm of things. We're here to help. This isn't about, this is a time that we want to help people. We want, if your business is struggling a little bit, and you need a shot in the arm marketing wise, or you need to learn how to do something different, perhaps we can help you. Perhaps we can do something for you and just get it out there for you, and maybe get that phone ring again. This is not a sales pitch. This is not what this is all about. I am a huge proponent of small businesses because I is one. And I don't want to see anybody go out. I want to see everybody be successful. But I refuse to sit around and wait until something changes. And if I can be an asset to anybody and help out in whatever way that I can, whether that's from an advice or marketing or getting your name out or referrals, I'm here to do that for you, as is Frank. So my question in closing is,
absolutely,
how can I help you? Frank, any final thoughts before we wrap this up tonight?
Yeah, if
what's that?
If you're wondering how this all works, you're wondering how you can take advantage of this. Certainly, we're available. Reach out to us, private message on Facebook page, or give us a call. My number is 815-347. Tom, give your number again.
Okay, looks like Frank. Okay, yeah, Frank, your internet went a little funky there. It looks like you got the robot voice all of a sudden. Give them your number again, please.
All right, 815-347-0181 is my number, and your number, Tom.
All righty, and I am. There you go. My number is 708-541-0215.
Right, but yeah, we're.
All right. Well, in closing, I think
you can do if you're
that's going down again.
Locally. That happens. You know, these shows are only as good as your internet.
Right. So again, before we close this up, if you are looking for these lists that I came across for what you can do from home, let me get that up here. Just put your email in there. I'll get them sent out to you. Tell you where I got them from. If you want to take us up on our offer that to help you out with some marketing and get your phone ringing again, we're happy to do that. If you've got a legal question, Frank is the guy to talk to. He's not an attorney, but he has played one on at a Holiday Inn once, from what I hear. He's the guy that can help you with Legal
Holiday
Shield. I've been a legal holder myself for years. And if you have a question, and I get a ton of them, especially with the SBA and PPE money that's going out. I get questions all day about that. I can't actually do the work for you, but I can certainly put you in the right direction. And that's cheap money. Get your hands on it. And that is all I've got for tonight, Frank. How about you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, his internet's done. Oh, there he is.
That must be it must be time to quit. Unstable, so it must be time to quit.
All righty. Well, I want to thank everybody who got here with us tonight.
Yep.
If you would share this, get this out to other people. We're going to do this. We're going to take this on a well. If golf starts next week, we got to take that into consideration. Um, anyway, we're going to take this probably every
Yeah.
week here before long. Frank and I haven't talked
Well,
about it, but we
golf
will.
starts in 2 weeks.
Um, Oh, it is 2 weeks. Okay, so we'll be back here at least next week, and we will announce any plans to change at that point. In the meantime, like I say, please get this out to other people. We want to talk with you. We want to help you. And the only way this works for any of us is if we all get in and we all talk about it, because it will go away. This too will pass, and we'll do it together if we all just hang in there and keep our heads up. I'm Tom Sellers for our 2 cents. Frank, anything to
Yep.
say?
I'm Frank Hostage.
I'm going to take that as Frank signing off.
Frank Hostage.
The internet's a wonderful place to be.